Next news, breaking news.
They knew. They've known for 60 years. The American Medical Association, they identified this crisis when JFK was sitting in the Oval Office and they buried it. Your doctor, the person that you trust with your life and your children's lives, received just 2 hours of nutrition education in 4 years of medical school. 2 hours. While 1 million Americans die every single year from diet-related chronic disease. While 14.7 million of our children suffer from obesity, Big Pharma, they kept pumping pills because they never wanted doctors to know the truth, that food is medicine. But guess what? Bobby Kennedy just dropped the hammer and the medical establishment is about to be exposed. Now this affects you. It affects everyone you love. Think about the last time you went to the doctor feeling exhausted, overweight, dealing with inflammation or blood sugar issues. What do? They wrote you a prescription because that's all they were trained to do. 75% of American medical schools have zero required clinical nutrition coursework. Your physician literally knows less about how food affects your body than your grandmother did. And this isn't just about feeling tired. Diet-related chronic diseases contribute to roughly 1 million deaths every single year in this country. That's more than car accidents. That's more than gun violence. That's more than everything the mainstream media obsesses over combined. Meanwhile, the chronic disease industrial complex, Big Pharma, Big Food, Big Medicine, they've been getting rich while Americans get sick. They don't want healthy patients, folks. Healthy patients don't need expensive medications for life. This is the healthcare cartel that has been robbing American families blind. And President Trump just sent Bobby Kennedy in to burn it all down. And speaking of national security threats the establishment doesn't want you thinking about, there is another crisis that's unfolding right now that ties directly into America's survival. We're tracking a developing story out of Washington, one the legacy media does not want you to see. Right now, as Iran destabilizes the Middle East, the federal government just made a move that could reshape America's security posture. Now here's the truth. Our nuclear subs, our warheads, our next-gen power grid, all of it depends on uranium, and we import almost every single pound of it. You see, it's not about energy independence, it's about survival. Because a nation that cannot power its own military doesn't stay a superpower for long. That's why smart investors are watching atomic minerals trading as ATMMF in the United States and ATOM in Canada. American uranium is no longer optional. It is essential. And when President Trump talks about putting America first, this is exactly what he means. Securing the resources that keep our military dominant and our lights on. You need to take a look at the full briefing that has been prepared exclusively for Next News viewers. You'll find it down below. Now let's get to what Bobby Kennedy just revealed that's going to change everything about how America trains its doctors. Yes, this is what they didn't tell you. This is what they didn't tell you in that announcement, and it's huge. HHS Secretary Kennedy isn't just stopping at medical schools. He announced a $5 million NIH nutrition education challenge, and they're expanding this to residency programs, nursing schools, dietitian programs, nationwide plus. Plus, this is the part that proves this administration means business. They launched hhs.gov/nutrition education, where you can either look up whether your medical school signed on. 53 schools across 31 states already committed, 30,000 new doctors every year will graduate actually knowing how to heal people. Check this out. This just in. This is Robert F. Kennedy announcing with the Secretary McMahon. Listen.
Hi, I'm Robert F. Kennedy Jr., your HHS Secretary.
And I'm Linda McMahon, Secretary of Education.
Today, we make a historic announcement delivering the solution to a problem the American Medical Association first identified 60 years ago when my uncle was president. Morning, everybody. I can't tell you how excited I am to be here today. Together with the Department of Education, Secretary Linda McMahon, I'm pleased to announce a transformative breakthrough in medical education that will reshape how we train doctors and deliver on President Trump's promise to end the chronic disease epidemic in this country. Today, 53 medical schools across 31 states are driving a national movement to champion nutrition education and reshape the future of medical training.
Today's announcement will revolutionize medical education by putting nutrition and prevention front and center in how we train tomorrow's doctors and healthcare leaders. National experts in medical education are voluntarily leading the charge to change the way doctors are taught. Future doctors will enter the workforce with more knowledge about how food affects metabolism, inflammation, obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and autoimmune illness. More importantly, they will learn how to confidently speak with their patients about the significant role diet plays in health.
To be clear, today's announcement is not a Trump administration dictating medical curriculums. Today represents a mutual recognition that HHS, the Department of Education, and leaders in American medicine can come together to advance shared goals and interests. After months of feedback and collaboration and meetings, we set a clear standard. Starting this fall, participating medical schools will deliver at least 40 hours of nutrition education across all 4 years of undergraduate medical training.
Today we unveiled a public website where you can check if your alma mater or the medical school you are considering is on the list. Visit hhs.gov/nutrition-education. That's hhs.gov/nutrition-education. If your school is not on today's list, that does not mean the door is closed. We welcome you, we encourage you, we expect you to step forward. We want every medical school in America to participate.
Today, we put nutrition where it belongs, at the center of medical education. And by doing that, we're going to transform patient care in this country, working alongside universities and the next generation of American doctors. We will prevent disease before it starts, improve the way Americans eat, and make America healthy again. Thank you, Secretary McMahon, and thank you to the AMA, the AAMC, and ACOM, and the dozens of medical school deans who are stepping forward to lead this effort. Wow.
And thank you, Bobby.
And thank
it's
you,
a great
Linda.
effort.
Produced by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
God, I am so thankful that he is our HHS secretary. The outrage about missing nutrition education is about to get very specific. Wait to see what doctors are actually learning instead. Dr. Olivia Pompa, I can't emphasize the importance of learning how to read nutrition ingredient labels. Most would assume because it's cauliflower, it's lower in carbohydrates and great for someone trying to fix blood sugar or even on the weight loss journey. It's the same thing. Look at this.
This is crazy. The fact that someone would pick up a cauliflower pizza, but it has 44 grams of carbs. Want to know why? Because of all the starches. You got rice starch in here, rice flour, tapioca starch. Starches spikes your blood glucose. So this is actually a super high carbohydrate meal, even though people think it's healthy because it's cauliflower crust. Read your ingredients. Don't be fooled by marketing. 44 grams of carbs is a lot.
Oh yeah. I've gone down the cauliflower crust journey myself, and I refuse to buy that garbage. I read the ingredient labels, I see what's in it, and I throw it away. I make my cauliflower crust myself with real cauliflowers, some mozzarella cheese, mix it together, maybe a couple eggs, and then you throw it in the oven, you bake it for 20 minutes, you get that crust nice and crispy, you throw some sauce on it, you throw some mozzarella cheese and some toppings, and it is absolutely amazing. Not the store-bought garbage. That woman is right on. You gotta read what you put in your body. Now, the confusion about basic foods is setting up. The confusion about basic foods like cauliflower shows how deep the problem goes. But change is finally coming. Here is more from Bobby Kennedy.
Today we mark an historic announcement delivering the solution to a problem the American Medical Association first identified 60 years ago when my uncle was president. Together with the Department of Education Secretary Linda McMahon, I'm pleased to announce a transformative breakthrough in medical education that will reshape as the way that we train doctors in our country and deliver on President Trump's promise and the chronic disease epidemic in America. 53 medical schools across 31 states are driving the national movement to champion nutrition education and reshape the future of medical training. Beginning this fall, these schools will require every medical student to complete 40 hours of comprehensive nutrition education or competency equivalent before graduating.
That is revolutionary. Kennedy's not stopping with just medical schools. The nutrition revolution about to expand. We will expand this effort beyond the medical schools.
To accelerate this effort, HHS will invest $5 million through a multi-phase NIH Nutrition Education Challenge, thanks to the leadership of Jay Bhattacharya. We will support curriculum development and fund clinical training and gold standard science. We will extend this effort beyond medical schools to residency programs, nursing, dietitian, and nutrition science programs nationwide. To be clear, today's announcement is not the Trump administration dictating medical curricula. Today represents a mutual recognition that HHS and leaders in American medicine can come together to advance shared goals and interests. After months,
more than 50 U.S. medical schools have committed to increase their nutrition education. The Education Secretary backing up the play big time.
Today's announcement puts nutrition and prevention front and center in how we train tomorrow's doctors and healthcare leaders. It's a privilege to recognize the dozens of medical schools stepping up to strengthen nutrition education. Because to make America great again, we must first make it healthy.
Make it healthy again. 53 medical schools signing on, and that's exactly what they're promising this fall. A group of 53 medical schools pledged to increase the amount of time spent on medical students' nutrition education starting this fall. That's what HHS has just announced. So big news from the Department of Health and Human Services today. But here's what this really means. And the establishment's terrified you'll figure this out. For 60 years, the medical pharmaceutical complex trained doctors to be pill dispensers and not healers. They created a system where you stay sick, where you stay dependent, and they stay rich. But President Trump made a promise. End the chronic disease epidemic, and Bobby Kennedy is delivering. This is MAHA in action. Make America Healthy Again isn't just a slogan, it is a revolution. When doctors actually understand that nutrition can prevent, treat, and even reverse chronic disease, the whole corrupt system crumbles. Big Pharma can't sell you lifetime medications when your doctor knows how to actually fix the problem. The chronic disease industrial complex is finally coming down. Now, this is exactly why you watch the Next News Network. This is why you text raw feed to 844-840-4963, because we bring you the stories that matter, the victories they don't want you celebrating. President Trump and Bobby Kennedy are systematically dismantling the corrupt systems that have been poisoning our families for generations. So share this with everybody who's been told they need another pill instead of getting actual answers. And drop a comment below. Did your medical school sign on? You can check it out at hhs.gov/nutrition-education. And if you love what we're doing here, fighting for the truth, hit the Next News merch shelf below this video. Pick out something you like. Show you're part of the America First movement. Hit the subscribe button. Ring the notification bell so you never miss when we expose what the mainstream media is hiding. And I want to ask you this. Are you ready for doctors who actually know that food is medicine? Yes or no? Sound off below. I'm Gary Franchi. Stay informed and stay free.
The system controls information.
Information control is power. They don't want you to see this. The truth only survives together. They don't want this shared. Share this now.